This is Bet That Super Bowl edition. I'm Alex Glaze. We're going to talk about the game. And of course, we're going to take a look at some of our favorite props. Joining me for the football season finale of Bet That, we got Ben Cary of CapWize. Let's start with one of the more popular novelty bets, national anthem. Jazmine Sullivan and Eric Church teaming up for a duet. Total for time for the anthem set at 1 minute and 59 seconds. Now, before I get into my pick, I want to address something because Eric Church, I don't know if this was shade or if this was genuine. He said he'd never heard of Jazmine Sullivan before this.
Ooh.
And you know what? I never heard of Eric Church. So how about that? Yeah. He can eat that. I didn't know who you were. And I thought when I looked you up, I thought you'd just be the guy playing the guitar while Jazmine Sullivan got it done. So that being said, I'm going with the under. I don't care if it's a duet. Jazmine Sullivan she's not someone that's going to, hold on to they're going to keep it moving. So I'm going with the under.
So,
and the under's,
I'm going with the over.
Juiced. The under's juiced a little bit.
I'm going with the over, Alex, and I don't really have a strong opinion on this, but for some reason, I just think Eric Church may bust out some sort of guitar solo or something in there. The last three have been under this mark, but the last country artist to be involved in the anthem went over 2 minutes. So I'm going to go with over.
All right, let's talk about the game. Chiefs laying 3 points, the total set at 56. Ben, a Super Bowl hasn't been decided by 3 points or less since 2013. So it's been a while since we've had a close Super Bowl. I'm really torn about this game, but I think that I'm rolling with the Chiefs reluctantly. Now, the reason why it's reluctant is because Eric Fisher's out. He's the left tackle for the Chiefs.
Yep.
And we saw a couple weeks ago for the Packers how big of a deal David Bakhtiari being out in that game was for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense. I mean, the Bucs really exposed Bakhtiari not being there and a backup being in his place. So I could see Todd Bowles, dialing it up and really trying to get after Patrick Mahomes in this week, the same way he was able to do 2 weeks ago. But I think, I don't know, because this Chiefs offense is a whole lot different than the Packers offense too. So I think that, Andy Reid has had 2 weeks to prepare. He knows probably what Todd Bowles is going to be trying to do. And, they're ready for all that. So I'm going to roll with Andy Reid having 2 weeks to prepare, and I'm laying the points with the Chiefs.
Alex, I was doing a little research on Eric Fisher, and I was taking a look at who his backup was going to be and who is set to be for this Super Bowl matchup. It's Mike Remmers, and Mike Remmers was the tackle in Super Bowl 50 for the Panthers. And if we remember, and of course I do because I'm a huge Broncos fan, Remmers got absolutely destroyed by Von Miller. He was beating him along the edge almost like every other play. So let's just say that if you're a Chiefs backer in this one, you hope that Mike Remmers has a better performance than he did in Super Bowl 50 with the Panthers. I think that's going to be important and vital for the Chiefs. So take a look at him on the offensive line to see how he fares, because a guy like Shaq Barrett is going to be coming for Mahomes. I think the biggest thing for me is the Bucs and their defense in this one. They're going to have to get to Mahomes. If they sit back and play zone defense, I think Chiefs win this one. But I'm actually rolling with the Bucs in this one, and I like the under. I think my pick that I like most between those two is the under, just because I do have faith in the Bucs defense. I'm not saying they're going to shut down Patrick Mahomes, because I think at this point that's not a possibility. I don't think teams and defenses really can shut a guy like that down, but I think they can get stops here and there. So for that, and Tom Brady on the other side, I'm going to go with the Bucs +3, and if I can find it at +3.5, but I like that under of 56.
How much are you thinking about their Week 12 matchup? Because when I went back and really looked at that one, the Chiefs could have ran away with that. It just seems like they did their thing and got off to a good start and then just kind of throttled it down a little bit.
Yeah, I would say a grain of salt. just a little bit. I don't put too much weight into that game. So I just kind of look at how the teams are playing now, and the Bucs defense has looked better game over game, but the Chiefs on offense are clicking on all cylinders. So I think we're going to get a close one in this one, but I like that under.
Let's take a look at some in-game props. My favorite, and I know this is kind of a cop-out here, but my favorite in-game prop for this one, Travis Kelce, anytime touchdowns, -175. Listen, I just want to pick a winner here. I think that Travis Kelce scoring a touchdown here, I think Kelce's going to be able to have a really, really big game. Obviously, he's a big part of what the Chiefs do. The Bucs have struggled all year with tight ends, and Travis Kelce's just not your average tight end. So I can see a big game from Kelce and him being a big reason why the Chiefs win back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah, and he's going to get his fair share of targets in this one. So
I think his
I
total
have no problem with that.
His total for receptions, I think, is 8.5. So
yeah,
I mean, Vegas is expecting
a lot of yards.
They're expecting it. I want to say it wasn't quite 100, but I think it was 98.5 for yards. So they're expecting a big game from Kelce.
Speaking of tight ends, on the other side of the ball, and actually tight ends that are the same age, believe it or not, this guy Gronkowski is the same age as Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce and Gronk are the same age?
Yeah, pretty crazy. I know. You would think that Gronk's 3-4 years older or something, right?
Much older, considering he just retired and came back to life, and it seems like he's just kind of hitting his stride and getting in his prime. Wow.
But I actually like Gronk to score a touchdown. He's been quiet the last few games, but this is his 6th Super Bowl. He's had 3 touchdowns from Brady in Super Bowls, and he's had several on the season already. So I think this could be a sneaky touchdown play. He's at like 225 anytime to score a touchdown. So that's another guy that I think may have a good game today.
I like that for another reason too. Listen, this is Brady's 10th Super Bowl, right? Going for his 7th ring.
Yeah.
Gronk's been there with him, been in the trenches with him. And we've seen, especially in the playoffs, Chris Godwin get the drops, Are you going to trust a guy like Mike Evans first time? Maybe the lights get to him a little bit. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Scotty Miller. I mean, listen, no disrespect to those guys, because I think that all of them are capable of, coming up big. But Tom Brady's going to go with the guys that he trusts in this spot, because there is no makeup. There is no, we'll get him next drive. You have to hit on all cylinders when you're going against the Chiefs. All right, Ben, what's your favorite in-game prop?
So I've been looking at these the last few games. If you've dove deep into them, there's hundreds of props. I found one that I think I like a lot, and it's over under longest field goal at 27.5 yards. And I like the over. So here's why. So a 27.5 yard field goal, that would basically be anything within 12 yards to the goal line would hit that under mark. But the reason why I like the over is I think both teams win in the red zone or, close 10-yard line to go. They're going to try to score touchdowns. They're going to try to get points on the board, especially if the Bucs are in a trailing position. Field goals by suck up aren't going to win you the game. So I think that's my biggest thing in this one. And both offenses are high powered. So you're going to see a lot of, longer type touchdowns in this one. I think the over under for longest touchdowns at 47 yards. So that kind of tells you that there's going to be a lot of long scores, and I just don't see a field goal being kicked within that 12-yard line to the goal line. So I'm going to go with over the longest field goal at 27.5 yards. And that's just at -110.
I like that. I was going to say, I don't see too many field goals getting kicked in this one. I just,
now we do need a field goal, because if there are no field goals kicked, then the under does win. So we just need one, past 27.5, and we're good.
Let's wrap things up and talk about MVP. These are just a couple of the options that are on your screen right now. Patrick Mahomes leading the way at -120. So just everything about these Vegas lines is telling me that they are expecting a big game from the Chiefs offense, right? That's what I'm seeing across the board with these props and just the way that some of these lines are juiced. Gosh, it'd be so lame for me to just go chalk and pick Mahomes, wouldn't it? Well, why don't you give me your MVP first? I want to think about this.
Yeah,
I don't want to go Mahomes.
I wanted to drop a little knowledge on everyone here. So over the last 15 years, a quarterback has won it 10 times. Wide receiver has won it 3 times. You've seen 2 defensive players win it. One of those guys was Von Miller, my Broncos, Super Bowl 50. A running back hasn't won this award since 1998. Another Bronco, Terrell Davis. So that, we're going back, almost, 20, 22 years here. So obviously to win the MVP, your team needs to win the game. But actually only one time that's happened when a player won it and their team didn't win. But that was all the way back in like Super Bowl 5 when we weren't even alive. I don't even know who Chuck Howley is. He was the defensive player who won it and his team lost. So having said all that, if I like the Bucs to win, which I do, I'm going to have to go Tom Brady.
Gotta go Brady, yeah.
It's going to be pretty hard for the Bucs to win and him not to win it. I guess if Shaq Barrett has like 2 strip sacks for touchdowns, or
I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens if the Bucs win. Tom Brady's
right?
Super Bowl MVP.
Exactly, and it's like he's got to sail into the sunset with his MVP.
No. That's where we disagree. He's not done, regardless of what happens in the Super
Bowl. Interesting. Okay.
There's
I'll say this: we don't need to get into that because that's a whole nother discussion. Right. Tom Brady, if he comes on a new team and wins it, he's got to win that MVP. So
I agree. All right, you've convinced me. I'm going Mahomes.
Yeah, after all that,
I was trying to find a reason to, maybe a Tyrann Mathieu, because Brady threw 3 picks.
Yeah, but even if Travis Kelce gets 2 touchdowns, I still don't think that's enough. Like you need 3 and like 200 yards, right?
I think even if he does that, I think that if he does that, Mahomes had an incredible game, and
exactly. So that's the problem
out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. It's kind of like the Heisman. It's a quarterback award. So
yeah. Hey, a wide receiver finally won it. Yeah.
Listen, as a Heisman voter who voted for Devontae Smith. Listen.
Yeah, humble brag right there.
I gotta stay humble. Ben, tell the people, listen, you guys at CapWize, you do a lot of stuff, especially right before the games. You guys break down all kinds of props. So tell the people where they can find some of your content before Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, so actually for this Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to do an all-day type of stream during the game. We're going to have in-game contests, like pick the next touchdown scorer. Before the game, we're going to be giving out our best prop picks. We have a list of 5 to 10 that we've kind of dove deeper into that we like. So just follow us on Twitter at CapWize with a Z. Then the live stream will be on Twitch and anyone can join. It's free to join and it's going to be a good time. We actually have Super Bowl 50 champ Jordan Norwood joining us during the game, and he has the record for the longest punt return. So he's going to be joining us. You can hop in, ask him questions. Funny story about that is Emmanuel Sanders was supposed to be on the field, but he said, I'm going to sit this one out. So Jordan hopped in and he ran for 50+ yards. So fun little story there. So join us on Sunday.
And of course, you can follow me on social media as well at Alex_Glaze on Twitter. Follow the 11 Alive YouTube channel. We have had so much fun doing Bet That this football season. Not sure what we're going to be doing over the next couple weeks, but we're going to be doing something as baseball season gets ready to start up. NBA playoffs, maybe we'll get into that.
Baseball's a tough subject for me right now as a Rockies fan, Alex. So.
Listen, we could talk a lot about that too. But thanks so much for joining us every week during football season this year, and good luck this weekend.